Hello everybody, I'm Jimmy Fantastic and welcome to my Norse guide. Norse are the prototypical glass cannon team. They've got loads of block, they've got some frenzy, they might have a claw if you run a Yhetee. They've got even better fouling than anybody else probably, with having cheeky beer balls to go and do a little bit of fouling there as they can sometimes. They're a pretty powerful team, honestly. They fall off at higher TV, but that takes so long that it's not really a concern. So I'll look at all the positionals and stuff, but first you've got to make a decision when you create your team with Norse, and it's your alignment. You can make them a Chaos worshipping team or nice Norse. Chaos Norse get Borak, access to Borak, which is quite good, access to Hakflem, which is pretty good, and access to Creek Rust Gougers. So they get three really good players there. They're all pretty good. All about the same cost though. Now, if you make them all World Classic, you can get Cindy Pie Whistle for only 50, and Cindy is incredible. You also get Griff for 280, Carla for 210, Zug for 220. You also get like Puggy, right? So you've got like different options. Oh, and Morg, yeah, you get Morg whether you're Chaos or not. So technically, I guess you could take with a Grass Double Drill as well, but really you're looking at these 3 stars: Borak, Hakflem, and Creek versus Cindy, Griff, Carla, and Zug. And I think at this point in time, All World Classic definitely win. You know, maybe things will change if Cindy's banned. Don't know if that could ever happen, but you know, potentially it could. Cindy is just so good that I would always choose All World Classic. Of course, if you're making something fluff-wise, then that's completely fair, isn't it? If you want to make Chaos worshipping Norse, then go for it. But yeah, for me, Cindy is absolutely always All World Alliance for Norse. And these are the players on your roster. You've got 60k rerolls, obviously Apothecary access as normal. And yeah, let's have a look at these players. We've got the Yhetee here. Some people call him the worst big guy in the game. He could be, honestly. Look, he's fun. You might like him. He's a big, goofy-looking fella. He's got a great helmet. Look at this. Look at this cosmetic you can get for him. I mean, how mean does he look there? I think that looks incredible with the cosmetic. But yeah, in-game, he's a bit like a Rat Ogre, right? But not quite as good as a Rat Ogre. He's got movement 5 only, strength 5, edge 4 plus, can't pass, AV 9 plus. So, fragile, strength 5. It's got frenzy. It's got disturbing presence, which is sometimes useful for stopping passes and stuff, but not really. It's got lone 4 plus, standard for a big guy. He's got unchanneled fury, which is like the same as what a Minotaur gets. I personally think it's better than Animal Savagery. Lots of people think that Animal Savagery is better. I think they're wrong. So I don't mind the Unchanneled Fury so much. Frenzy's, pretty decent getting hits. But the problem that he's got is he starts with Claws and not with Mighty Blow. So he's got to... Now, it does mean he can get Mighty Blow after 6-star player points. And, that's going to be everybody's first pick with him, probably, is just to get Mighty Blow. And then he'll have Mighty Blow and Claws. But, of course, Mighty Blow and Claws doesn't stack like it used to. And it means you've got to have this fragile player hitting their hardest players, right? Like, if you're playing, say, Orcs, then you've got to get him in the mix and he's got to hit these things. And then he's going to get hit back and he's going to die because he's AV 9 plus. So... He's a strange player. If you want to use him, you can, but I don't recommend it personally. You can give him, Mighty Blow, Juggernaut. You can save up for block on him. That's probably better, right? You probably just go Mighty Blow, block. Stand firm, so he can't get surf when he does things. And actually just AV, Actually, let's go Mighty Blow, block, AV. That's probably the best thing you can do for him, honestly. And then stand firm after that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of him. Honestly. But yeah, the double plus AV could be a difference maker. That would make him a lot more attractive but it just takes such a long payoff, right? It's so long to pay off. You've basically got to give him Mighty Blow, then block. And eventually he'll pay off with double plus AV, but he's probably just going to die before then. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Yhetee. 140k, only strength on primaries. Yeah, not a great fan. Like yeah. What I am a fan of is Ulfwerener's. Here we go, 105k, movement 6, strength 4, edge 4 plus, can't pass. AV is only 9 plus, but you know, you can protect these better. You can move them around. They haven't got loner. You know, you're in control of these players. They've got frenzy as their only skill. Also, they've got general primaries and strength primaries. So you can give them block, into guard, into stand firm, into mighty blow. I wouldn't bother randoming on these guys. You know, usually never. If you were in a situation like the Season 7 ladder, you could maybe random agility on them, but I don't really think it's worth it. I think block, guard, stand firm, mighty blow, plus AV is what I would take for these guys. Most players, once they're complete, I like to take plus AV to finish them off. And you know, they're strength 4 with frenzy, so you give them blocks so they can hit safely, give them guard because it's like one of the best skills in the game, give them stand firm so they can't get surfed back if they try and surf people. You know, you get total sideline domination with stand firm, and then mighty blow just to hurt things a little bit more. You don't have to go in that order, but they're the key skills that you're looking at with Ulfwereners. Valkyries are a very nice player, new player on the team. A new positional with Blood Bowl 2024, Blood Bowl 3 to 2, you know, 3 from 2 if you've come from Blood Bowl 2. You can see 95k, movement 7, so pretty fast, especially for Norse who've been historically slow. Strength 3, Edge 3 plus, PA 3 plus, AV only 8 plus, so they are very fragile. But they start with a bunch of skills which are all quite useful at random points. They've got catch and pass, so they can throw to each other and catch it well. They've got strip ball, so they can be like a defensive player, ball hawk kind of guy, and also dauntless, so they can hit big guys as well sometimes, or at least strength 4 players. They're really weird. They've got primary general agility and passing, so they can be again throwers or catchers. You know, you can get a leader on them. You know, if you want, you can take dodge on them, sidestep. They're the 2 big ones. You can take block, of course. You can also make one wrestle, right? I don't hate making one wrestle. The fact that you know, it's the only real player who can take wrestle on the team. But generally, blodge, sidestep, also sure hands for a ball carrier. And of course, stats, you can take movement on them, that's fantastic. Movement 9 is obviously ridiculous that you can get to. They can also, you know, they might get an Edge 2 plus, which is obviously incredible. And you can also plus AV on them, so they're a really wonderful player, so much potential, loads of skills. None of them like any you'd really take, right? Like block and dodge would be a lot more useful to start with just block and dodge instead of these 4. But you can take block and dodge or wrestle and dodge, and you can take sidestep, and you can take loads of stats. So yeah, I think they're pretty cool players, and lots of room for, like, you know, building them uniquely if that's what you want to do. So yeah, very fun player, new addition. Here's the old Berserkers. So these used to be okay. They've got a little bit worse because the Linemen have got better. So they're 90k, movement 6, strength 3, edge 3 plus, PA 5 plus, AV 8 plus. So yeah, pretty weak in terms of AV. They've got block, they've got frenzy, they've got jump up. And basically the problem that they've got is their cost and the fact that they're less durable than Linemen, because boy howdy have Linemen got buffed. But they've got strength, so you know they're one of your few strength access players, so you can go mighty blow, guard on them, stand firm, right? Make them punches, give them tackle as well, right? So they can hit things hard with mighty blow, and then they can guard a little bit because you need all the guard you can get, and stand firm for, like, you know, not getting served, sideline control. So I'm actually not a fan of blitzers, Berserkers anymore. So I used to think they were kind of okay. Jump up's really nice, honestly, if like they randomly don't get killed every time they're hit, and it makes people not want to blitz them because they can't, you know, limit them the next turn. So honestly, the jump up pretty decent, but the thing that makes them not so good is this guy being so amazing. 6'3", 3, 4, 8+, so pretty much just the same stats as the, well, actually better stats than Berserker, right? Because his PA is better. Block, thick skull amazing. On an 8, he's only stunned instead of KO'd. So that's really good. It's actually really good, right? It's taken away 5 of the 9 KO results out of 36. So about 1 in 7 times he's removed is gone. Pretty nice. Well, 1 in 7 of the times he's knocked over. As a percentage of how he's knocked over, normally he'd be getting knocked over 15 times out of 36. Now he's getting removed 10 times out of 36. So a third of the times he's removed, he's not removed. So that's pretty good, isn't it? That's actually pretty good. Kaz 6 out of 36, KO'd 4 out of 36 instead of 9 out of 36. So basically it makes it a lot harder to remove them, even though they're AV 8+. Now he does have Drunkard now. This is the new skill to make them balanced. They've got a -1 penalty when attempting to rush, so you really, really, really don't want to rush with them, especially if in a blizzard, which is quite funny, isn't it, thematically, with them being Norsemen. They're particularly bad in a blizzard. So, like, this isn't too bad, right? It does actually limit them, and you know, you are going to have to think a little bit ahead to make sure that you never really want to rush with your lineman. But the thick skull is incredible. Yeah, these are good players. These are actually good players, really good players. They've got general primaries, but there's not many skills they can take, right? Right? You can take tackle, you can take kick, you can take dirty player, but they're not too good. What you really want to do is take strength skills. Now you've already got thick skull, so that's made your randoms better. You can't get strong arm on a random. So you've got 10 randoms, and your big hits are guard and mighty blow. Stand firm isn't terrible, but you really want guard and mighty blow. You really want a random secondaries on these linemen, which is funny with the new rules for season 7, where basically there's no point in randoming primaries, but on the ladder, randoming secondaries gives you full discount. So this is the perfect storm for people to play Norse and random mighty blow and guard on their linemen. So that's pretty funny. And the final player is the beer ball. People love these. They're very funny. You can have 2 of these. Oh, I didn't say about the others, did I? You can have two. You can have 1 Yhetee, 2 Ulfwereners, 2 Valkyries, 2 Berserkers, of course unlimited linemen, and 2 beer balls. I mean, look at these guys. They're hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, the little Norse helmet. Now, the great thing about these is they're 20k TV, so they're really cheap. You can use these to get more bodies on your team. They can be reserves. You generally don't want to field them if you don't have to. They can come on for like the turn 8 foul and stuff. But if you have to field them, then at least they're a 20k player, right? They're movement 5, they're strength 1, they're edge 3+, they can't pass, they're AV 6+. They're basically like a snotling that doesn't have sidestep, right? They've got titchy, got stunty, they've got dodge. So they dodge anywhere in a 2+, they don't have proper tackle zones. So if you get plus movement Valkyries, they can actually, you can use these to dodge to make 1 turns a bit better. But they've got no hands, so you can't score them, so they're not going to get too many levels. And actually they've only got secondary abilities on like they've got no primaries, they've only got second, so you can just give them stats of like plus AV because it's cheaper. If you have to level 1 because he gets like 6 MVPs or 5 MVPs, if you've got 5 MVPs and you had to level him, you could give him plus AV, I guess. But yeah, they're not there to level. They're there to be 20k for a player. And they've got this pick-me-up, which isn't terrible. At the end of your opponent's turn, you roll d6 for each prone teammate within 3 squares, and on 5+, they can immediately stand up. So like sometimes he'll get players up, but realistically, you're not using him for his ability, right? You're just using him for 20k. He's a fouler. If you have to field him, he could be your 13th player, your 12th player, and if one of your real players gets injured, okay, at least you've got a body on the field. It's not the best body, but at least it does something, And honestly, for 20k, they're a pretty good player. I would usually have at least one Boar on my team. Okay, so this is what I'd go with if I was starting a Norse team in a league, private league or ladder or anywhere, just a normal 1000 TV. This is what I'd go with all the time. I would not consider any variation to this. And that's because Berserkers aren't really worth it, because Thick Skull is so good on a lineman. And the Yhetee, I don't like him, even though he's got claw. He's so expensive, he's so fragile, he's so unreliable. I'm always taking, 2 Valks because they're incredible, 2 Ulfs because they're incredible, loads of linemen. Start with a Beer Pig. Starting with Beer Pig allows you to take 3 rerolls in Apothecary, which is all you'll ever need from the support staff. So now you can simply purchase a second Boar and then more linemen, up to like 15 players, right? So you can always hire Cindy. So you just want to keep 15 players. If anybody gets a miss next, you can sometimes just replace them. Your linemen try to get guard and mighty blow and stuff. They will always, I think, just random strength, no matter how long the league is. You might have different priorities on the Valkyries and the Ulfs depending on the length of the league, but yeah, I think this is the only one I'd ever consider. If you really, really want Berserkers, you could do something like dropping a reroll to upgrade one to downgrade in my opinion. But yeah, I do not think Berserkers are better than linemen. So this is the only build I would ever run in progression. And this is what it would look like, for example, with a 1750 cap in Season 7. After it's got loads of skills, we've got a couple of Boars, no skills. We've still got the Apothecary, we've still got 3 rerolls. We've got a dirty player one, maybe, right? Maybe just choose that for somebody. We've got a couple of guards. One of them lived somehow long enough to get plus AV. Once they've got a guard, they're finished, right? So then just save up SPP, and either he dies or he gets plus AV. Great. If they random Mighty Blow, then they can get tackle, and then you've got a Mighty Blow tackle, which is pretty good, right? So that's a fine thing to do. The Ulfwereners, block guard, block, make them useful, guard, make them good, stand firm, surfing, sideline control, Mighty Blow because it's powerful, and then plus AV because plus AV is just such good value. I mean, these could both be like double AV, right? But you might not live that long and stuff, and I didn't want to max out because of course you can always get Cindy if you're playing 1750 teams. So this was a bit with an eye to playing 1750 teams, getting Cindy, but also it's kind of unrealistic to get like a million random secondaries. Like you could keep playing and maybe they'd all stay alive and stuff, but realistically, I don't know how realistic these Valkyries are, but let's imagine it's realistic. Again, you could take plus AV on these players as well, but I think block and dodge. Dodge first on one, block first on the other. Keep it fresh and interesting. Basically, if you go dodge on the first one, and then they carry the ball and stuff, and then the other one can go block and like hit more to catch up with SPPs. But I mean, they're both going to be doing all of your scoring, right, or the majority of your scoring. And then if you're in a dominant position, you hand off to an Ulfwerener. And yeah, both get blodge, sidestep. Obviously, movement's incredible, and so is agility. Sidestep's incredible, so you'd have a really good one-turner here, and then the other one with sure hands could get it to them as well. So, it's pass and catch. Somehow with this, you've got an incredible one-turn chance, and you've just got a hell of a bashy team, with a bunch of guard, mighty blow, and frenzy. And fouling. So yeah, I think they're a pretty strong team in this format, to be honest. And the other roster we have is the Norse Arena. So this is a new, very exciting mode. It's basically like NAF style, and then you play, you know, up to, I think it's 7 wins, and you're only allowed 1 loss. And I'm very excited to play this. So if I were to play this, this is when I would take the Berserkers, right? Because you've got 7 skills, giving a lineman tackle or something isn't very good. But giving a Berserker, Guard, or Mighty Blow is very good. So this is the time, Resurrection style, in this case, they're tier 2, so they've got 1160 to spend on the team, and then 7 skills. So in this case, Guard, give me Guard, so that, you know, I've got Guard to help win games. Guard's really good. They could go block, you know, if you expect loads of agility teams, they could go block, but I think you just need Guard on them. You've got 3 rerolls, you've got your Apple, you've got 13 players. Again, you could go 2 beer balls, but I think 13 players is enough. I'd rather just have good players. And then, yeah, a Mighty Blow, want to do all of your blitzing. A Guard one to be an extra guard because it's important. A Wrestle Valkyrie to, like, you know, be a defensive player, deal with blodgers a little bit. And a Dodge Valkyrie to be the ball carrier. So yeah, I think this is pretty okay for the Norse Arena. And that's it, there you go. That is the Norse guide complete. Very excited to be playing these in the coming season, and I will definitely be working through all of the guides as soon as I possibly can. Loads of good content on the way. It's going to be super exciting. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.